Listen up, you maggots. Stanley Kubrick is one of the greatest film directors in history, and this is proof. Hey everybody, welcome to another first time watch review, and today I will be reviewing Full Metal Jacket. Yes, Full Metal Jacket, this came out in 1987 and was, of course, directed by one of the best directors in history, Stanley Kubrick. And this stars Matthew Modine, Adam Baldwin, Vincent D'Onofrio, and R. Lee Ermey. And yeah, all right. So I bought this just like a few weeks ago, along with The Breakfast Club and Her, two movies I've also reviewed just not too long ago. Go check those reviews out if you haven't already. I've been wanting to check this movie out for a while. This was on my bucket list for a long time, but at first I just wasn't too sure about it. I put it on the bucket list because it's a Stanley Kubrick film, but I'm not the biggest fan of war films, to be honest, so I wasn't sure about this one. But then, I've been hearing other reviewers on YouTube and stuff say that, like, this movie, I just been hearing good things about it, this movie is kind of like two movies in one, and I'll be talking about that in a little bit, but I thought that was kind of interesting, and plus I've heard good things about certain actors in this movie, about their performances, and I've seen, like, a bunch of, like, memes and GIFs, and I've seen, like, pictures and stuff, and, and I think maybe a few clips as well. So I've been interested more. So, I finally decided to buy Full Metal Jacket and watch it. I watched this last night, and damn, this movie is amazing. This is the best war film I have ever seen, for sure. Usually I explain the plot of whenever I review movies, I usually explain the plot right now. Well, honestly, there's not really much of a plot to this film. It's just your typical Vietnam War movie, pretty much. Although, like I said, this movie feels like it's two movies in one, like two 40-minute short films, pretty much, in one movie. That's kind of how it feels, yeah. And both are fantastic. The first half is the training, and it shows, like, an amazing performance by Lee Ermey. What's his name? R. Lee Ermey, yeah. And who plays the drill instructor, Hartman. And little known fact, R. Lee Ermey was actually a real drill sergeant before he started acting. This wasn't his first role, his first performance, though. Like, he was even in Apocalypse Now, actually. He had, like, a short appearance in Apocalypse Now. But I think, he started after, I guess he retired from the military and then just started acting. And Stanley Kubrick chose him because he was a real drill instructor. And yeah, his performance is amazing. It was what made me want to watch this movie, was because of him. And I'll talk more about him in a little bit. But yeah, it's the first half of the film is just, training. We follow this character who's played by Matthew Modine. His character's name, his nickname, anyways, is Joker because he's like a smart ass and stuff. He does like John Wayne impressions and stuff. He thinks he's funny. He's actually pretty much the main character throughout the film. And we follow him through the first half of the film through training, but it kind of focuses a little bit more on on the drill instructor, but also on another character, Private Pyle, who is played by Vincent D'Onofrio, and a great performance as well. And we'll get to him in a little bit as well. I'll talk about R. Lee Ermey and Vincent D'Onofrio in a little bit, but we follow him on how it's treating him and stuff, and it's not treating him too well. If you've seen the movie, but yeah, the first half is just the training stuff, and then the second half, the second movie, if you will, is the Vietnam War. Just we're now following Joker in Vietnam, and in the war, and yeah, both are really great, are really fantastic. But I will be honest, I like the first half better. But I'll get to the first half in a little bit. I'll talk a little bit more about the second half first. Second half is great also. But I really like the idea that this movie doesn't have a whole lot of action in it for a war film. It doesn't have a whole lot. But what action is in the movie is great. There's not really much action going on until the last 20-30 minutes. That's all I'm going to say. And if that spoils the film, I apologize. But yeah, not a whole lot. But the war itself is really great. I love the shots throughout the war scenes. They look amazing, and it was done really good. And Stanley Kubrick also did another war film, Paths of Glory, which I haven't seen yet. I'll probably check that out soon too. I hear good things about that one as well. But yeah, I did like the second half, but it's the first half of the movie I really loved. The training stuff. And it's mostly due to the two amazing performances by R. Lee Ermey and Vincent D'Onofrio. First I'll talk about R. Lee Ermey. His performance, like I said, he was a real drill instructor, and his performance was fantastic. These drill instructors, they're not supposed to be nice guys. They yell at you if you're in the army. They yell at you, but they do it, to toughen you up for the war. Which makes complete sense. But this guy, you kind of hate him because he's an asshole. He really is. But his insults is what I love about him in this movie. His insults are really funny, actually, and they're really offensive. And I don't know, some of the stuff he says in this movie, I don't know, it would be kind of tough to get away with in a movie today because he says some kind of controversial stuff, but at the same time, some of it's kind of funny. I was laughing. I was laughing through the first 20 minutes of this movie because of his insults were just hilarious. I can't really think of a whole lot right now. And the ones I can think of, I don't really want to say because they're really offensive. But yeah, he was amazing, and I knew about this actor before. after this movie, he's done like a bunch of voice acting, and he pretty much just plays the exact same character as he does in this movie, except of course he doesn't. He's not like really offensive like he is in this because but like for example, he did the Toy Story movies. He played the sergeant of the Green Army men in the Toy Story movies, and that's how I first heard him. Because I grew up on Toy Story and whatnot. And also, he also guest starred in an episode of SpongeBob as well. And he plays pretty much the same character in this movie. In fact, his character design looked exactly like him. And I thought that was pretty cool. And except he wasn't playing like a drill sergeant. In that one, he was playing like a prison guard or something. Yeah. But it was pretty much the same character in this episode of SpongeBob, where SpongeBob and Patrick. I'm actually wearing a SpongeBob shirt. I just realized. I love SpongeBob, but the one where SpongeBob and Patrick accidentally go to a prison camp instead of a summer camp and stuff. But yeah, and he guest starred in that episode, and so I knew the actor from those. I pretty much knew the actor from my childhood, but long before I saw this. But yeah, he was fantastic, and the fact that he was a real drill instructor, God, is awesome. Which it would really impress me if he wasn't a drill sergeant, and he still was equally amazing. But yeah, he was great. He's actually my second favorite performance in this film. My favorite, though, has to go to Vincent D'Onofrio as Private Pyle. Private Pyle is this guy. He's fat, and the drill instructor Hartman. He is all over him because Private Pyle keeps fucking up and stuff, and he gives him hell and stuff because he keeps fucking up. Of course, he does it to motivate him, but also he's kind of bullying him at the same time. And actually, I should go back to Arlie Ermy. Yeah, I should go back to Arlie Ermey's performance for a second, and just I've been hearing people compare his performance to J.K. Simmons' performance in Whiplash, which is a movie I haven't seen yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about it, and it's a movie I have on my bucket list. I do plan to watch it someday, but I'm really looking forward for it now, since I hear that J.K. Simmons is a similar character to the drill instructor in Full Metal Jacket. So yeah, I'm really looking forward for that. But anyways, back to Vincent D'Onofrio as Private Pyle. He keeps screwing up, but also Joker helps him out a little bit. He helps him, and he does improve, but then stuff happens. I don't really want to go too much in detail because I'll spoil the film, but his performance as Private Pyle is amazing. I don't know the actor too well, Vincent D'Onofrio. I think other than this film, his most popular performance was actually in the Daredevil show, the newer Daredevil show, and he plays Kingpin in it. I never seen the show, but that's why I've been watching reviews and reactions and stuff, and people been recognizing him from that show. So I don't know him from that, but I actually just found out that's the exact same actor, Vincent D'Onofrio. He also played the villain in the first Men in Black movie. Yeah, I did not know that weird alien guy. who like talks like this in Men in Black. That's Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Private Pyle in Full Metal Jacket. I did not know that. That's awesome. And I liked him in that movie too. He was pretty funny in that movie as the villain. But yeah, anyways, his performance in this movie is amazing. And there's a certain scene, I won't go into detail. You probably know what scene I'm talking about. The bathroom scene in this movie. That, oh my god. Like, that was a completely shocking scene. Like, and his performance in that scene was amazing. Which I seen pictures of him, like, doing this crazy looking face that kind of looked like similar to, like, Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Which, that scene really reminded me of The Shining. But like that's probably what I imagine Stanley Kubrick. I imagine he told Vincent D'Onofrio, it's like think of Nicholson in The Shining. This is how I want you to act, and he nailed it for sure. But yeah, that scene. Oh my god. No spoilers, but just watch the movie. It's the last scene in the first half of the film. It is insane. And his performance is amazing in that scene. Definitely the best scene in the movie. Like, I was completely shocked when it happened. And even after I finished this film, I even went back and watched the scene again. Because it was just, wow. Like, it reminds me of the scene in Joker, which I won't spoil either, but the you get what you fucking deserve scene in Joker. It kind of reminded me of that. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, that was just top notch. So Vincent D'Onofrio and R. Lee Ermey were definitely the best parts of this film, but everyone else was also great. Matthew Modine, who played Joker again, he was awesome. And Adam Baldwin was really good, and some of the other actors who I didn't mention. That's because I don't know who they are, but they were also good. And this is just a great film about the Vietnam War, but also about training as well. And I don't know. I think I'm about done with this review because I just don't know what all to say without saying this is an amazing film, and I've already said that. And like again, I'm not a big war film guy. I don't really like war films too much. Also, like, I'm not a big horror movie fan, but I love The Shining, so Stanley Kubrick was really good at making both war and horror films, even though he just did one horror film and two war films, and I'll watch Paths of Glory someday, but yeah, this is the best war film I've ever seen, and I highly recommend it. Even if you're not into war films, if you just love movies in general, I still recommend it because this is a fantastic film. Like, this film is great. I should also mention the soundtrack. The soundtrack is really good. It doesn't have a whole lot of songs to it, maybe about 6, but I liked how they how the songs were in the movie and stuff. Like Surfing Bird was one of them, and Wooly Bully. And these boots are made for walking, the Nancy Sinatra song, they were in it. And also at the end of the film they ended it with Paint It Black from the Rolling Stones, and that was definitely a great song to end it with for sure. But yeah, great soundtrack as well, and just an amazing made film, very well acted, very well written, just the best war film I've ever seen. I think the only closest war film I've ever seen that I liked, not as much, but almost, was probably 1917, which I've also reviewed for the channel. Go check it out. But this is 10 times better than that. So I'm gonna give Full Metal Jacket not quite an A. I wanted to give it an A, at least an A minus. But I looked at my notes and I gave her an A minus, and I liked her better. and also looking in my notes, I gave Ratatouille a B plus, and I'm not sure whether or not I might have liked Ratatouille better, just to be honest. So I'm going to give this movie a B plus. Now, if I thought the second act or second half of the film, the war part of the film was as good as the training part, then yeah, this would probably get a higher grade. It would probably get an A, because if I was grading the two separate movies, I would definitely get the first half in either A minus or maybe just an A. Maybe even an A plus, honestly. I don't know. It was amazing. But I would give the second half, the second movie, just a B plus. But and overall, I would give the movie a B plus, just because the second half, the second movie, isn't as good as the first movie, first half. So, at least to me, but both fantastic and amazing film overall. But Full Metal Jacket is a B plus. So yeah. I think that's a fair grade to give it. So yeah, B plus, Full Metal Jacket, and it might go up even higher once I watch it again and stuff. It might be one of my favorite. It might even become my favorite Stanley Kubrick film. It was close to getting there, to be honest, but no, B plus, Full Metal Jacket. Yeah. All right. Well, there's my review for Full Metal Jacket. I'm sorry if I didn't seem like 100% throughout this review. I'm kind of tired right now, but I tried my best. And that's why in the intro I didn't yell like I was probably supposed to, because I said, listen up, maggots. I was trying to be the drill instructor, but I didn't yell because I didn't want to. And plus my sister-in-law is here, but yeah. So yeah, I'm tired. So I'm sorry if I don't feel like, all there, but anyways, I tried my best. Okay. So in the comments, tell me, have you seen Full Metal Jacket? Have you not? Also, what's your favorite Stanley Kubrick film? Of course. Now, this isn't quite there for me, but actually, you know what? I'm not going to say what my favorite Stanley Kubrick film is right now, because I'm actually going to do a top 5 favorite Stanley Kubrick film. My top 5 favorite Stanley Kubrick films list. That will be the next video. I promise you that. Tomorrow I'll shoot that, but I'm recording this on a Wednesday, and by the time you see this now, it should be on a Friday. So I think Sunday should be the top 5 Stanley Kubrick movie list. But yeah, that will be my next video, and I'll tell you what my favorite Stanley Kubrick movie is then, of course. But yeah, what is your favorite Stanley Kubrick movie? And also, what's your favorite war film? And this is it for me. This is definitely it for me. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see ya in my top 5 favorite Stanley Kubrick films list. Okay. Peace.